morning, everyone. I am so happy to be here today with you in Party Town. I just want you to know that I am a super fan of you. And as a super fan, I just want you to know that I have your back and I will cheer for you. And there's some names that I want to cheer out for today. I want to cheer for Grayson, cheer for Ava, cheer for Everett, and cheer for Emerson. Man, and you know, we can do that with everyone every day of our lives. We can show them kindness. Now, kindness is showing others that they are valuable by the way you treat them. And today, you know what? We're going to be able to practice this kindness and cheering for each other as we go to today's game of Half a Minute to Win It. So I'm going to ask 2 adult volunteers to come up here and help with this game today. Gentlemen, here we have Mr. Brent and Mr. Douglas. Now, here are the rules of the game. As you can see before you, you have 2 plates and a straw. And one of the plates is full of M&Ms. Now your job in 30 seconds is to see how many of those M&Ms you can suck up with a straw with just one hand and transfer to the other plate. Do we understand?
Sounds good.
Are we ready? All right. Ready, set, go!
Go, Douglas, go! Ooh, 2.
Serious competition
Come on.
here.
Go, Brett! Whoa, Brett's moving! Come on, Douglas! Come on, Douglas!
Wow!
Woohoo! 15 seconds.
13!
Whoa!
Finishes with 10
Come on.
seconds left, and Douglas is not giving up.
Woohoo!
3 seconds to transfer. One more, and
Woohoo! Good job.
gentlemen. Wow, I was very impressed. Nice job. You guys give a hand to our volunteers today.
Woohoo!
And you know what? I want you to stay up on your feet as we sing and worship God. And I'll see you later.
Got a rhythm in my heart and in my soul. Got a reason for this joy I can't control. I wanna sing, I wanna dance, and give everyone a chance to hear about this endless love I know. What you give to me is not for me to keep, it's for the world to see your love. Shine, you make me glow. You pick me up when I am feeling low. I wanna sing, I wanna dance, and give everyone a chance to hear about this endless love I know. What you give to me is not for me to keep, it's for the world to see your love. What you give to me is not for me to keep, it's for the world.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the Book of Ruth.
In the land of Moab, there lived a young woman named Ruth. She married a man from Judah and must have dreamed of a large family and many children.
We'll name them Zeke and Hannah and...
But Ruth's happily ever after ended before it began. Her husband died and his brother too, and that left Ruth alone with her sister-in-law Orpah and her mother-in-law Naomi, whose husband died too.
I have nothing left.
Naomi had come to live in Moab during a famine in Judah, but she had gotten word that there was plentiful food in her homeland again, so she planned to take a road trip.
Ruth, Orpah, go back to your family homes. May the Lord show you kindness as you have shown me.
So Orpah kissed her mother-in-law and left, but Ruth wouldn't budge.
I'm going with you.
Look, your sister-in-law is going back to her people.
Don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God.
Well, okay then.
Finally, after a long and dusty journey, the two women arrived in Naomi's hometown of Bethlehem. Everywhere along the road, barley rippled in the breeze, golden and ready to harvest.
Is that Naomi? She don't look so good.
Don't call me Naomi. The Lord has made my life bitter. I went away full, and the Lord has brought me back empty.
Don't listen to them. You just need dinner and a nap.
Finding food was their top priority.
Some of those barley fields belong to my husband's relative, Boaz.
The grain is being harvested right now. Let me go to the fields and pick up the leftovers.
Go, my daughter.
The law instructed the landowners to leave behind some of the harvest for people who needed food, so Ruth followed behind the harvesters, gathering every bit of barley that fell to the ground.
Barley. Let's see. You can barbecue it, boil it, broil it, sauté it.
Ruth worked hard in the heat of the day. In the afternoon, Boaz came out to survey the harvest.
The Lord be with you.
The Lord bless you!
Boaz spotted Ruth hard at work and asked his overseer,
Who is that young woman?
She came back from Moab with Naomi. She asked if she could pick up the extra grain and has barely rested all day.
Boaz was moved by Ruth's care for Naomi. He waded through the barley to speak with her.
Stay here and follow along where the men are harvesting. I'll make sure no one bothers you. And when you're thirsty, you get a drink from the water jars.
Why are you so kind to me, a foreigner?
I've been told what you've done for your mother-in-law, how you left your homeland to come here. May the Lord reward you.
Boaz offered Ruth bread and roasted grain to eat, and at the end of the day, she was able to bring a large amount of grain home to Naomi.
So much food!
Ruth continued to work in Boaz's fields until the end of the grain harvest, but even then, life would have been very difficult for two women living alone together. So Naomi laid out a plan for Ruth.
I will do whatever you say.
At the end of the harvest, the workers threshed the grain to separate the edible kernel from the straw. Then they held a big celebration. When the meal was over and the lights burned low, Boaz laid down near the pile of grain to sleep. Ruth arrived and approached Boaz just as Naomi had told her to do. She folded the blanket away from his feet and lay down nearby.
Who's there?
It's me, Ruth. Please give me your protection since you're responsible for our family.
Boaz was surprised, but what Ruth had said was true.
The Lord bless you. Don't be afraid. I'll do what you ask. Everyone knows you are wise and kind.
Even though Boaz agreed to help Ruth, there was a family member who was closer than Boaz. So in the morning, Boaz set out to meet that man and the town elders to settle the matter.
I will buy Naomi's land and also marry Ruth, if you will let me.
Well, I sure can't purchase Naomi's land and take care of my own land too.
So we're good?
Go right ahead.
Today, you are all my witnesses that I will buy Naomi's land and marry her daughter-in-law, Ruth.
As soon as it could be arranged, Boaz and Ruth were married. Naomi came to live with them, and a short time later, Ruth and Boaz had a new baby boy.
His name is Obed.
Aren't you the sweetest little thing?
So through the kindness of Boaz and Ruth, Naomi had a brand new home and a brand new family too. Everyone could see the difference in her face.
Praise be to the Lord. He's given you a new lease on life, Naomi.
Yeah, that Ruth is better to you than 7 sons.
Now, Ruth's story doesn't end there. Her son Obed had a son named Jesse, who had a son named David, King David. And hundreds of years later, a new baby boy was born in Bethlehem who was a descendant of King David, and his name was Jesus.
Wow. What an incredible story that was. I mean, think of how things would have turned out differently if Ruth and Boaz didn't show kindness. But because they did, then Naomi, she had a place to stay and she wasn't alone. And eventually, Boaz and Ruth had a baby who turned out to be the great, multiple times great grandfather of Jesus. Just because they showed kindness, which is incredible. Now, you know what? Everyone has problems with someone, especially, it's really hard to show kindness to your family members or friends that you've been really close with for a long time, because sometimes you get on each other's nerves, or you just annoy each other, or there's some sort of misunderstanding. But you know what? If we're kind to each other, only good will come from that. I mean, God is good to us, and He's got a great way of mending relationships. So our bottom line is, be kind to your friends and your family. It's real simple, just like that. When you show kindness, you're showing them how valuable they are. Now, does your older or younger brother and sister know how valuable they are? Well, you know what? Why don't you tell them? Or better yet, show them how valuable they are. And we have a way of showing others how valuable they are by using what we call attacking with hearts, or heart attacks, right? And so what we've done here is someone showed me kindness by saying nice things about me on these hearts and attacking my door with them, which is awesome. And you know what you could do? You guys could do the same thing for someone else, maybe even in your own house. Y'all got bedroom doors, right? Maybe for your parents, you could heart attack them and say kind things about them. Maybe there's a neighbor that lives down the street that you can show kindness to in the same way. Or maybe you have a grandparent that you haven't seen in a long time and you can't go in their house because of COVID. I'm sure they would love it if you heart attacked their house. So you can show them kindness and show them how valuable they are. Now, Boaz and Ruth and Naomi, they lived a certain way that we can read about in our monthly Bible verse. You see that here. You are God's chosen people. You are holy and dearly loved. So put on tender mercy and kindness as if they were your clothes. Don't be proud. Be gentle and be patient. Boaz, Ruth, and Naomi knew that they were loved. So therefore, they could show mercy and kindness to others. You're all dismissed. Thank you.